Okay, so let's review for chapter 7 test. So first item on the breakdown, let's go to page 309 and let's go and do number 4b. Here so you got y minus 8 squared equal to 49. Okay, so this is already a perfect square, so you can take the square root and do the square. So go ahead and take the square root on both sides. Now when you take the square root, you need to put plus or minus over here, so that's very important. Okay, and then so square and square root cancel out, so you got y minus 8 equal to plus or minus, and square root of 49 is 7. Now notice these are same kind of number, that means you can simplify. That means you need to separate the plus from the minus. So let's go and do that. Okay, so separate the plus from the minus. Okay. Then after you solve each one individually, so plus 8 on each side. So y equal to 15. And then this one you plus 8 on each side. So you got y equal to 1. Okay, so your answer would be 15 and 1. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 2 on the list. And this one, let's go to page 309 and let's go and do number 27. Okay, actually this is on page 310. Okay, so number 27, you got 3k squared plus 5k plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, and this one, it says solve by complete a square, so you have to follow the instruction. If you use the wrong method, you're going to get a lot of points deducted. So to complete a square, first let's get rid of this number and get rid of this number. So let's go and minus 2 on both sides. So you got 3k squared plus 5k equal to negative 2. Okay, so first get rid of the c number. Now let's get rid of the a number. So dividing by 3. So you got k squared plus 5 over 3k equal to negative 2 over 3. Okay, so next let's go and get our perfect square. Okay, so from here I get k. So from this I get k. And this is always twice as high, so this would be half. This would be half of that. Okay, so you can go off to the side. So 5 over 3 times 1/2, so give you 5 over 6. Okay, so this would be plus 5 over 6. So from this you get that. Okay, but now you need to find out what the missing number, because to get from here to here, you need to have this number over here. So the missing number would be square of this, so it would be 25 over 36. Okay, so 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. Now because you plus this on this side, you need to plus the same on the other side. Okay, that's what equal means. You have to do the same on both sides. Okay, so now you can go ahead and add this together. Again, you can use your calculator to work this part out. Okay, so you have negative 2 over 3 plus 25 over 36 equal, so it would be 1 over 36. So this will equal to 1 over 36. Okay, so now this becomes like this kind of problem. Okay, they're the same thing. Okay, just like this one over here. Once you complete a square, then you have to take the square root on both sides. Okay, so you got k plus 5 over 6 square equal to 1 over 36. Notice I give you a little bit space, so that way when you take the square root, you have room to write your plus or minus. Okay, so square and square root cancel out, and there's a reason for that. So k plus 5 over 6 equal to plus or minus 1 over 6. Right? Square root of 1 is 1, square root of 36 is 6. Again, these are same kind of numbers, so you have to separate to solve. So separate the plus from the minus, so 1 is plus, 1 is minus, right? Okay. Then from here, you minus 5 over 6. Minus 5 over 6. So you got k equal to negative 4 over 6. And if you simplify that, you get negative 2 over 3. Okay, but we can do that later. So from here, you're going to get negative 2 over 3. Okay, so you simplify that, you get that. Okay, then over here, again, you're minus 5 over 6, minus 5 over 6. So you're going to get k equal to negative 1. Okay, and so that's how you get 2 answers. Okay. Okay, so make sure you know how to complete a square. It's very important. Okay, let's go to the next item. Okay, the next item on the list is from page 313. And let's do number 6. Okay, let's go to page 313, number 6. Let's do it over here. Okay, so page 313, number 6. You have 2p squared minus 3p minus 2 equal to 0. And okay, so this one you want to solve the equations. So you can either do by factoring or you can quadratic formula. And since this section is on quadratic formula, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, so quadratic formula is x equal to negative b plus or minus square root of negative b. Okay, so it's going to be b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so okay, a equal to 2, b equal to negative 3, c equal to negative 2. Again, that's your a, b, c. And watch out for the negative. Negative is part of that, right? So in this case, instead of using x, they have a p. So just be flexible with your variable. So it'd be negative b. Okay, so you can watch your negatives, right? So negative b plus or minus square root of b squared. So whatever you substitute, put in parentheses, minus 4ac over 2a. So p equal to 3 plus or minus square root of 9. Minus and minus is plus 16, okay, over 4. So p equal to 3 plus or minus. This would be 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay, so again, 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay, and you know that's going to do step by step, so you guys don't get confused. Okay, so 9 plus 16 is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. Okay, but again, this is same kind of number, means you can simplify, means you have to separate the plus from the minus. Okay, so separate the plus from the minus, right? Plus and minus. Then you simplify. So this is going to be 8 over 4, so p equal to 2. This one, p equal to negative 2 over 4, so p equal to negative 1 over 2. Okay? So again, so that your answer would be 2 negative over 2. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next item is from page 320, and that's going to do number 6 also. Okay, so page 320, number 6. Okay, so you have 5t squared minus 4t plus 3 equal to 0. Okay, it says, without solving each equation, determine the nature of roots. A calculator may be useful. Okay, so to find the nature of roots, you just have to find the discriminant. You just have to find d. So d equal to b squared minus 4ac. D is the is the things that inside this equation over here. So that's the D right over here. Okay. So that's the D. Okay. Okay. So to find D, let's go and get our ABC. So A equal to 5, B equal to -4, C equal to 3. Okay, so D equal to B squared, so -4 squared, so B squared minus 4AC. So D equal to 16 minus 60. So D equal to -44. Okay, so that means you got negative inside the square root. So negative inside the square root, then you're going to get two imaginary answers. Okay, so it'd be two imaginary answers. Okay. Okay, next item, number 5, is on page 324. And let's do number 8. So number 8, let's do the A. Okay, so you have 2x to the 4 plus 7x squared minus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so if you notice, this is the square of this one. So in this case, what you want to do, you want to use the substitution technique. So what you do is let z equal to x squared. Okay, so let z equal to x squared. So this becomes 2z squared plus 7z minus 4 equal to 0, right? Because this becomes z squared, this becomes z. So now you can do the solving. So I'm going to use factoring. So it'd be 7 minus 8. So it'd be 1 comma negative 8. And from here I can see that I need to get 8 comma negative 1. Okay. So I need to undo the z. So the first term, so z and 2z. So this would be the inside, so it would be plus 4. This would be the outside, and this would be minus 1. Okay, so you have to know how to do factoring. From here you solve, so z plus 4 equal to 0. 2z minus 1 equal to 0. So minus 4 on each side. So you got z equal to -4. Okay, so I'm going to just do this. And this one you plus 1 on each side. So you got 2z equal to 1 divided by 2 divided by 2. So z equal to 1 over 2. Okay, once you solve for z, you have to put this back in here. Okay, so substitute, so you got x squared equal to -4. Okay, and then you can take the square root on both sides. So you're going to get x equal to, again, when you take the square root, you need to do plus or minus. So it'd be plus or minus. Now square root of 4 is 2, and square root of negative is I. Okay, and on this side, again, you put it back in there, so x squared equal to 1 over 2, and then you have to take the square root on both sides. Okay, so you got x equal to, so when you simplify, you're going to get plus or minus 1 over square root of 2. Right? Square root of 1 is 1, square root of 2 is square root of 2. Then you cannot have a square root on the bottom, so you need to multiply by square root of 2, square root of 2, right? To simplify the square root. So you're going to get plus or minus square root of 2 over 2. Okay? So you got 4 answers because it's a fourth power, so you're going to get 4 answers. So your answer would be plus or minus 2i plus or minus square root of 2 over 2. Okay, and so those are your 4 answers. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next item, let's go to page 331, and let's do number 10. Okay, so you have y minus 8 equal to negative 2 times x minus 3 squared. Okay, so this one you have to graph, and then you have to find the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Okay, so you want to use graph paper. Okay, so first you have to find your vertex. So the vertex is going to be at 3, 8. Okay, so vertex is going to be, you just set this equal to 0, solve, set equal to 0 and solve. Okay, so you're going to be 3, 8. Okay, so you go. Okay, so 3, so 1, 2, 3, and 8 be right over here. So it'd be 3, 8. Okay, and then what you do to graph the rest of the points, you just go to just do the 1, 3, 5. Okay, and a equal to negative 2. So you're going to be negative 2, negative 6, negative 10. Okay, so that means when you go over 1, okay, when you go over 1, you have to go down 2. Next one you go over, you have to go down 6. Be right over here. Okay. And next one is negative 10. It's going to be too much already, so you can just stop right over here. Okay, so you have to label important stuff. Okay, so the vertex, so that's the vertex. You have to label, make sure you follow the instruction. Axis of symmetry. Okay, axis of symmetry is this line right over here. So axis would be x equal to 1, 2, 3. So x equal to 3. Okay, and you also can see it from here, right? So that's the axis of symmetry. Okay, and to find the intercept. Okay, you don't have to worry about the intercept. So on the test, I just ask for the vertex and the symmetry. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, number 7 on the list. Let's go to page 336. And let's go and do number 8. Okay, so you want to graph each function. So you have g of x equal to x squared plus 4x plus 1. Okay, and so you want to graph. Okay, so this one you want to go and make into the perfect squares. Okay. Okay, so again, there are many ways you can do this. Okay. The best thing to do is you have to just do it like this. Since you already know how to do this, so you just go and do it that way. Okay. So function is a y. So y equal to, so change this into y. Okay. And next what we do is get rid of this number. So minus 1 on both sides. So you got y minus 1 equal to x squared plus 4x. Okay. And then you're going to, if there's a number, you have to factor out. If you don't, then you just go and make it into a perfect square. Okay. So from here, okay, you need to have an x, right? Just like the completed square you did earlier. Okay. So make sure you know how to do complete a square. So from this you get that and this would be half of that, so this would be a 2, okay, plus 2. So in order to get from here to here, you're missing a number over here, and the number you're missing would be plus 4, okay, because 2 squared is 4. So this will give you a perfect square, so you need to know how to get perfect square. Now because you plus 4 on this side, okay, to make a perfect square, you need to plus 4 on this side. Okay, that's what equal means. You have to do same on both sides. So this becomes y plus 3. Okay, and so now to graph, you're just going to do same as that. Okay, so your vertex is going to be a -2, comma, -3. Okay. Okay, let's get rid of this line right over here. Okay, so vertex is -2, -3, so -2, -3 would be right over here. Okay. And this one, again, you use the 1, 3, 5. Okay, and the a equal to 1, so it'd be just still 1, 3, 5. That means you go over 1, you go up 1. Okay, go over, you go up 3. So go up, over, up 1, 3. And then go 5. Okay, so again, over, up 1, over 3, over 5. The other side would be just symmetrical. Okay. So again, it's better to use a graph paper, but if you don't have graph paper, then you have to make all these hash marks and to make it accurate. Okay, and that's all you have to do. So this one, you don't have to label anything. This one just asks you to graph. So make sure your points are correct. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, next item, number 8. Let's go to page 342, and let's go ahead and do number 14. Okay, number 14, you have two roots. So you got R1, okay, equal to 2 plus square root of 7, and R2 equal to 2 minus square root of 7. Okay, to get the equation, you have to use the root equation. Okay, so make sure you get the root equation. So root equation is x squared minus R1 plus R2 x plus R1 R2 equal to 0. Okay, so make sure you know this equation. Okay, then you just substitute all this stuff in here. So x squared minus, so R1 plus R2. So when you add this together, this will cancel out. Plus and minus will cancel out. So you just have 2 plus 2 will give you 4. Okay. And next one, you're going to multiply. Okay, R1, R2. So when you multiply the conjugate, right? So when you multiply the conjugate, you just multiply the corresponding part. So 2 times 2 is 4. Plus times minus is minus. Square root 7 times square root 7 is 7. Okay? So you end up with x squared minus 4x, and this would be -3. So minus 3 equal to 0, and that is your equation. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next item, number 9. Okay, it's on page, again, 342, and let's go and do number 16. Okay, so you have R1 equal to -2 plus square root of 5 over 4, and R2 equal to -2 minus square root of 5 over 4. So same thing, same as that. So you're going to get x squared minus R1 plus R2 plus got x plus, okay, let's do a better job, plus R1 times R2. equal to 0. Okay, so you can substitute all the stuff in here. So x squared minus, okay, so when you add, again, when you add, the plus and minus will get cancelled out. Okay, so you got negative 2 over 4 plus negative 2 over 4. Okay, again, you can go off to the side. Okay, so you're going to get negative 2 over 4 plus negative 2 over 4. You're going to get negative 4 over 4. So it'd be negative 1. So you can go off to the side. Okay, if you don't see that, this is what you do. So the plus or minus will get cancelled out, so you end up with negative 2 plus negative 2 over 4. And so this will give you negative 4 over 4 equal to negative 1. Okay? So this would be, that's where the negative 1 came from. Plus, again, when you multiply the conjugate, right, you multiply each corresponding part. Okay? So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Plus times minus is minus. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5. And on the bottom, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so you end up with x squared plus 1x, and this would be minus 1 over 16 equal to 0. Okay, but your final equation cannot have any fraction, so you have to multiply it by 16. Okay, so you're going to get 16x squared plus 16x minus 1 equal to 0. Okay, and this would be your answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. So again, this is from page 342, and let's go to do number 24. Okay, so you have R1 equal to 2 plus, again, I'm going to put an I in the back. Okay, so square root of 3i, and R2 equal to 2 minus square root of 3i over 2. You can use your equation x squared minus r1 plus r2x plus r1 times r2 equal to 0. Okay? Okay. So when you add, again, this will cancel out, and if you cannot do it in your head, then you go off to the side so you don't clog up your major steps. Okay, so when you add, you can put everything together. So you got 2 plus square root of 3i plus 2 minus square root of 3i over 2, right? So this will cancel out. So this is equal to 4 over 2, right? Again, this will always cancel out, and this is equal to 2. Okay, so they equal to 2. Okay, now when you multiply, again, when you multiply conjugate, just multiply the matching part. So 2 times 2 is 4. Plus times minus is minus. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. I times I is negative 1. Okay? And 2 times 2 is 4. So this becomes x squared minus 2x. And you got to work this part out. So it be plus. Okay, so this becomes, okay, it becomes 7 over 4 equal to 0. Okay? And then you have to get rid of the fractions. You have to multiply everything by 4. So you're going to get 4x squared minus ax plus this will cancel out plus 7 equal to 0.